Warlock class leader.
So you have two Warlock class leaders? Because it's stated in your video that Ash is your Warlock class leader. I mean, even has
yes, we have multiple class leaders for each of our roles. We are a huge guild. We need that much leadership.
Class leaders.
I will agree with him on that you do need, depending on the size of the guild, you will need multiple class leaders, specifically for, like, depending on TPS tank.
I want to say real quick over.
Oh wait, I have a free poster right here if anyone wants.
Zash, you need to get somebody else in here because you cannot be the only person talking.
We want to hear from Ash.
That
man.
Well, yeah, but somebody else needs to be in here.
Gentlemen,
we can't all be partying him.
No, for sure. We're not attacking him. We want to answer. That's all.
This is not an official thing. Zash.
I mean, the Discord's pretty official, bro.
I'm talking about Zash's presence here. He has decided to shed some light on this stuff. So, we need, of course, we need to be respectful.
Let's hear it.
Just want to hear it.
Yeah, we can't just sit here and all bombard him. He doesn't, how much does he know? We don't.
Let him talk and let's find out.
Is Zash the only guy here a part of his guild? I believe so, yes.
Excuse me.
So, I mean, I can... Yep.
Yeah. Also, I don't think this sort of Discord is even worth anything to begin with, because there's too many people here now. There's
too many people listening in on this bullshit. How about you let Ash talk and stop changing the subject, buddy?
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I can't speak for anyone above me because they won't be back here until Monday. So I'm here to answer as many questions as I can for you guys. Our class leader and officership are all closely knit.
Okay,
so
are
if you
guys
have
100% dead set on grobbulus?
Yes.
If I'm speaking personally, I personally don't think Final Boss should continue with their grobbulus plan. There's a lot of disdain for your guild here. And if you do wish to continue like you do, I don't know how you should go about it, but you definitely need to start reaching out to the community and proving that you're not what you said you were in pretty much all the videos.
It's way too late for that.
Hold on.
We're going to too late. Let's drink to that, boys.
I think that with your members further antagonizing the situation after your co-GM tried to diffuse it, it's very counterproductive, right? It makes it look like you're saying one thing, but really you're meaning another. It makes you very...
I don't think Final Boss is going to RP, though. I don't know why you say you will.
No, it's a PvP. It's a PvE guild at heart.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
But I mean, so who's going to run the server then?
Does the server need to wait? The server
needs to be modded, man. There's 3,000 people.
The server needs to be moderated.
I mean, it's not like there's a lot of people in this Discord, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people on the Discord. Server Discord.
Hey, we look pretty healthy.
Well, I mean, it's great. And I thought this lobby was. I thought this words. The server was amazing, until I found this retarded ass drama. I thought it was all good. And
what was the drama, man? I'm so.
Hey, man, it's called the Emerald drama for a reason.
Imagine me, man. I only log in on weekends, and this shit has apparently been going on for a while. Let's just get to the bottom line. Who's gonna run the server? Who's gonna mod it? Let's carry on.
The server was already handed over to Super, bro. Did you see the announcement?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Stand here from the mod team. Yeah, Super has it now.
Sorry about that. I missed the announcements. My bad.
It's all good, dude.
So that's it, because this is an amazing server, man. You guys are fucking buttes, and I'm always having a good time in general chat. And let's not let this die,
It's not.
I think
it's not going to die. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it's
the server will be fine.
I have a question.
Hold on.
The autism canon will still exist, but it'll be
fine.
Yeah.
What is the question?
When it comes.
How do you really, truly, honestly,
Who had a question?
feel about this shit? Do you guys really feel like it's worth it to try to continue on somewhere where everyone hates your fucking guts?
What are we talking about?
It's a small amount of people.
Hey, let's Zash answer it.
It feels like home, dude.
Let Zash answer. Let Zash answer.
Didn't they leave, though?
No, he's here.
Hey, is Final Boss aligned?
But I genuinely want to know why.
One at a time.
Hey, let Zash answer. Let Zash answer, guys.
Which question?
Why are you so fervent about staying here when we all don't like you?
It's like 1% of the people.
That's harsh, man.
The entire world.
Wait.
Let
That's
him
a good
finish.
question.
One here. It's not going to be fun for you.
Zash, what?
It wouldn't be the first.
All right.
Yeah,
I got a
but,
question
like, why
for you.
don't like that?
Every good story needs a heel. We've already said that. If we're going to be y'all's heel, hey, we're up for it.
I don't want you as my heel.
Yeah,
What are you
that's-
talking about, dude?
That's gonna happen. Like when new servers get created, I'm not saying anybody's new to this. You will see that.
I guess they are role playing.
Look.
Just role play as the villains.
Look, bro. Like, I'm just gonna say this is that like it's gonna be a heel that you are going to regret. I'm just saying that right now. You really don't want
like an AIDS heel. Like you get sick, but you feel better. You know what I mean?
What?
Dude, the gauntlet has been thrown. Got the
Like-
edge, man.
This is not the first time I've seen this type of thing happen. Like, if you guys roll on grobbulus, it will be probably your worst experience.
I've never seen.
Yeah, I hear you,
fight
dude.
me, bro. No, this is new to me, man. I'm from ED, dude. This is crazy shit right now.
How is this new to you? If you're
How
from
is this
Europe? How is this new to you?
We are very
fucking
calm people.
This is ED, man. Like
Hey,
that's
can everybody hear me?
every day.
Hello?
Bring it in.
Fair
We can
enough.
hear
Fair enough. All right, sorry.
The funny part is
There's a lot of people
are all
joining.
throwing this hate out, like, these guys want to do this, but you realize every guild that's aiming for anything good is doing all the same things. You just know
they're
about
not.
it.
Making fake
No,
Discord
they're
servers
not
for
always
realms,
going
bro.
to
I mean,
manipulate and control stuff from behind the scenes. I got a
Okay, so
question.
where
though.
Herald?
In what
Yo.
part? Hang on. No,
Where's
where
the
in
Herald
video?
Guild?
Where in the video? Please give me a timestamp and I'll go look at it. Where in the
Oh,
video does
I'll
he go?
post it right
we're gonna
now,
get behind this. With the timestamp, well, specifically, someone said controlling something from behind the scenes.
All right, someone link it to him because we
1
have
hour,
no idea at this
51
point.
minutes.
I have the video on the screen share, so I can just play it in the background.
Yeah, throw it down.
Please don't do that. Just link it.
Please don't.
With enough alcohol, bro. Don't worry about it. I got through it too.
Yeah, was this the town hall meeting? I'm fucking.
The people who are doing like shut up.
Those are the 5 Mammoth.
Can we get Alex Jones in here, please?
Oh no! I can do you one better. Hey guys,
All right,
Sam
just watch the
here.
video, man. Just watch the video.
I did.
I got a
watched-
question though.
I watched all
Inside
3
your
hours.
final boss Discord, you are telling people what they can
Hey,
and
can you
can't
scratch my
say
back, please? I can't reach right
inside the grobbulus server. So
It's a
how
little
can you
lower,
tell
please.
us that here's the opinion
scratch that?
of final boss
That
if
work?
you won't even let your own people inside your community speak their mind?
Oof.
Damn, dude.
I'm
Could
just
you
a
make
guy.
your question a little bit more
Easier to answer.
concise?
Yes.
Okay,
think I'm
here's
not
what I want to
saying
know,
that.
dude. Why do you guys underestimate Clan Battlehammer? You guys fucking talk about the Enclave and NACL stomping your ass, because we will. But you're not even talking about Clan Battlehammer, bro? Seriously, these dwarves are gonna fucking blindside your ass.
Please,
Battlehammer,
you're
bro.
coming too short, man.
They already said they think we're gonna wipe on MC trash en masse.
Yeah.
Oh, we
yeah,
will.
for sure. Yes.
We will.
Probably.
Don't
Take
fucking-
anybody that tags.
Nah, I can
themselves
smell the
as
hort
being
PO from here.
seriously at all.
God
Hey,
damn.
listen to this.
Server choice now.
Since
This-
you guys
this-
have
I mean,
so many
right
of our
now,
guild leadership here.
Shut up.
Shush.
Let him talk.
No, everyone shut the fuck up.
Let him talk. Since you have what, man?
But I don't want to Grobbulus versus Fairbanks, and I want you guys to actually talk about it. I don't want to be talking. I want you.
Turn
guys
your
to
output up. We can't hear you, buddy.
like-
Yeah, we can't hear
you.
Most of you guys are leaning towards Grobbulus, but if there's any argument to be made towards Fairbanks, you guys
Turn your output up. We can't hear you, dude.
Turn my sound up. I can't.
Yo, if you guys shut the fuck up, you can hear it just fine.
I can't fucking hear nothing. I have my headphones on, man. I can't hear shit.
Turn my damn
Turn your
sound up.
fucking
guys, turn him up manually.
Turn me up. This is the max one it can do.
So my question is this, right? Since we have so many leaders here, can we form a coalition of our own? Basically, it's this. For the first month, while everyone's trying to level, when you see a player of the opposite faction that's Horde,
Kill him.
you kill them once, right? But if they are
the
fuck
out of here, Care Bear. Dog eat dog, brother.
Get the fuck out of them.
Yeah, this is
They got an RP, not PvP, sir.
This is not a discussion on PvP ethics. We are chatting with Zash. Does anyone else have any more constructive questions for him and the rest of Final Boss?
My question was not answered.
I'm sorry. Please let us go back to your question.
All right.
Yeah,
How can you tell us what Final Boss opinion is on the grobbulus server if you will not let your users post their mind? You are in your Discord server telling people what they can and cannot say on the grobbulus server.
That's true.
That's true, actually. Now, the reason to do that is because look what's going on this server.
Okay, so we're not getting your player's opinion. We're getting your manufactured opinion is what we're
I'm going
getting.
to tell you, we don't need to hear their opinions. They're all stated very clearly starting about 40 minutes into their video.
You can't just like lump everything.
Sounds like they're already licking their wounds. That's my opinion.
When it comes to saying, look at what's going on in this server, there's nothing wrong with this server.
How do I run play on a WoW server?
What about the Excel file tracking every guild?
We got a plan from the back of the fucking.
Hello, the guild does that, bro.
A lot
How do I
of
run play?
Excel files.
Yeah, dude, I hear you.
I can't appreciate
Hey, what's up, dude?
Like I want Final Boss to look at this, like actually look at this channel.
I hear you.
And literally see all of the people that want your ass.
Wait, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I want Kurthos' ass personally.
Someone finally wants my ass. My dreams are realized.
Hey guys, stand here.
I'm still sitting here like, before we conclude, guys. Before we conclude,
guys, the mod wants to talk.
Zash, may I ask you the final question?
Hang on, let me just say this, and then we'll get back to questions.
Let the mod talk. God.
We're here to ask questions, saying stuff like, "Oh, hey, we fucking hate you." That's not helping the conversation.
Let him talk.
Ask your question.
Hey, what he's saying is the truth, though, man. Like, he's constructive conversation, man. Like adults, you know what I mean?
Let me ask my question.
Sorry, buddy.
Why is Kurthos 5'5"?
Talking pillows lawyers.
This game is rated T.
So why is Kurthos 5'5"?
He didn't drink enough milk.
No. I feel like the people in here who are constantly interrupting are just from Final Boss, and they should just probably be kicked from the channel because they're making it impossible.
Yeah, just ask the question.
Yeah, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Before we divulge into absolute chaos.
Guys,
Yo,
chill out,
Zo,
chill
why
out,
you so
chill out,
small,
man.
bro?
Hey, ask your fucking question, man.
Yo, hit the gym, man.
This is a
What's going
Q&A,
on?
man. This is a Q&A. We're not gonna bench press mouses over here. Ask your fucking question, all right?
Don't come at me.
Yeah, my question is,
please hold on, Zash. Before you go,
how do I get?
Can you say, does your guild's opinion reflected in the stuff we have now, the videos? Does that reflect how you guys feel currently? Has anything changed?
Well, of course, I can't speak for everybody on our guild because it's a fucking huge guild. But I can say that
girlfriend.
Hey, please shut up and let Zash speak. Please.
Don't be rude, dude. Yeah, dude, stop being rude. Come on.
He said, please, shut up.
No, but the lobby's too big to be spamming. You know what I mean? We gotta hear him out. Let's do, boys.
This guy, kick him out.
Everyone has the right to be here.
That constantly keeps saying.
Hey,
shut
stop
up.
talking. Sorry, dude. I'm just trying to let them know.
All right, what was your question, Matt? Keep going.
the people who want to roll here to play. That's why we're coming here.
So RP?
It's kind of like you're in too deep. You're in too deep and you can't pull out. There's a song about that. I won't sing the Sum 41 thing, but like you're in too deep and you're here to stay kind of thing. No point in pulling out.
How do you? Will you stop?
I want to sing it. I wanted to, but I won't.
All right.
How do you run play on a WoW server?
But he's being honest though. He's saying that his crew is like they're here to stay, so they're not gonna leave, man. We're the only RP PvP server. Where are you gonna go? Honestly, Herod? What the fuck are you gonna do?
Their guild has
Zero D.
never role played. They're
Yeah.
literally just here because they think they can be better than everyone else. That's the
Not
sole
a-
purpose of them rolling
Dude,
up.
dude,
Know that anything that they're saying is a lie.
Before the server list was even
Wait, you're saying none of them roleplay at all? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, I want to say real quick. I want to say
private
really
server guild
quick.
and have no intention.
I'm gonna join a different chat channel real quick, and I want to talk about legitimate RP. And if anybody wants to come and have that conversation with me,
But we're not
then
talking about
join-
that. We're talking about
Let's
why they
join group
joined.
2 right now. Yeah, but this is being crazy, so like, if you want to do that, come down to group 1.
But then
the reason they're here
No.
is they thought Fairbanks was too hard.
Is there ERP in this?
This guy, man. But then we're all gonna go to RP. We're gonna go to group 1. It's gonna be the same problem.
Is there ERP in this?
Yes, you can ERP, but keep it in whisper.
I can't do this.
Go watch the Twitch stream of them saying the only reason they didn't run on Fairbanks was because they were afraid they would be out-competed.
You're a fucking
damn. That's a
primate.
Who gives a shit why they're here, dude? They're gonna get fucking dumped.
He's 5'2" and he wears size 3 boots.
So I don't get.
Before we conclude this unofficial
I know you guys
meeting,
don't see it. A lot of this stuff is kind of behind the scenes.
The video's still playing. I love it.
let Ronus talk.
Oh no, it's not my talking. I'm just playing the Twitch VOD. So
Oh God, okay.
Listen, dude. You guys are gonna have a rough day here. Like, that's just a big fact.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
you.
I mean, like, come here. You're gonna, I guess, get shit on. It's gonna be hard for you to clear content and raid when we're camping you constantly when you try to level. But that's your total prerogative. But you have made an enemy not only of the Alliance side, but of the Horde as well. So it's not gonna be fun to be a pariah. It's not like fun being the villain. You know what I mean? This isn't a fucking comic book.
You're right. It's a fucking game.
It's a fantasy world. You're right, dude. I'm fucking. What did I think?
Zash has expressed.
That's literally nothing but trolls. Look how they're acting.
Shut up, woman.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly.
Zash has expressed the need to leave. I would like to take a moment to thank him for coming in and clearing up these questions for us. Zash, is there any final points you want to touch on? Is there anything you'd like to say to us?
We will see you in the fields of battle.
I will remove your insignia.
Right on. Rip.
See, now we can divulge into chaos. Now the chat is over.
Nigger.
No.
Come on, dude. That's not cool, man.
can't say that. You can't just.
Who said that?
A joke behind it.
Best part is who's talking.
So I'm genuinely curious, right? Like I'm like
obviously
a
not
pen
gonna
and paper
roleplay.
role
That's fucked
player.
up that he said that.
Where does metagaming cross the line in World of Warcraft RP channels? Like,
So you're
how does that come into play?
breaking the fourth wall.
It's like
You're
if you
breaking the
know
fourth wall of,
something.
like in character and out of character knowledge.
Yeah, like if you know something about someone or something that you wouldn't otherwise know, like your character wouldn't actually know, you only know it because you read it in some fucking forum or some shit, you know what I mean?
Can I roleplay as a Forsaken with a detachable penis?
Well,
I mean,
that's
you definitely
likely. I mean,
could.
that's very, very plausible, so.
Well, you said detachable. How do you?
That's not meta.
Get it back on.
It's not retachable. It's
just
detachable.
You just have to, stitch it back on each time.
Take it off once.
Okay, so I have to be a tailor then. I guess so, yeah.
Yes.
You have to be leather.
No, you have to do leatherworking, yeah. What about enchanting? Will enchanting fly? Can I reattach it via enchanting? No, maybe
Enchanting is just enchanting.
skill for it.
Supa,
If you have
would
the
it be
enchant-
against the Discord rules to work together to find a way to try and grief, whatever they're called, about the boss guild? It has become clear that we do not want them on our server.
I mean, it's not really a coalition if it's just people see the name and decide not to work with people who are being jerks. That's not metagaming. That's just.
It's going to be a hate crime. What's
knowing
going to
shit.
happen to him?
I mean, I can confirm that large alliance guilds are already,
Stop
No.
blowing up the
You
goddamn
know,
mic.
you know what? Let them stay. They think they're big fucking boys. They think they can talk the talk. Let them fucking stay. You think you're bigger than us? Yo, we'll fucking crush you.
Agreed.
Who are you?
Oh.
I mean, there's already in groups of alliance guilds already conspiring might not be the best word, but already planning to do it. Multiple raids, everything.
we have people that'll give slash who's. You're not going anywhere. You'll be found.
Everyone's heard of Final Boss, but no one's heard of anyone else.
What about First Boss?
Well, yeah, I think people.
Well, Division 7 could be a problem for the Alliance.
Not really. They'll be all right, but
I think
they've been handled on.
You would think after the way that guild talked about Division 7 that they would be too proud to work. I mean, like, I know that if someone was talking about bending my guild over and just using us as a fucking meat puppet, I wouldn't be very hype on it.
D7 ain't bad, but I mean, they're not gonna do
Everyone has
massive
different
super
fetishes, man.
blobs. Or
It's not
honestly, the main guild y'all should be
Grobs.
worried about is Enclave. I'm just saying right now, y'all ain't even thinking about Enclave, and that's gonna be your problem.
Well, Clan Battlehammer too. They're
Nah,
fucking
CPH won't grief RP or grief events. Like, I'm turning in terms of people being shitlords, you need to be keeping an eye on Enclave.
I have received a message from Zash. I'm sorry. He says, and he insists that time heals all wounds. Are you guys going to buy that horse shit?
Nope.
Because
No, absolutely.
Yeah, nah.
Excuse me.
On another topic, are there any big horde guilds, actually?
ISR, D7, Corporation, the Crew,
Shredded
and that's just from
Company is
ED.
pretty big.
Yeah, and that's just from Emerald Dream. I don't even know about the non-EDers. So
It's like Hurricane. All you need to do is look in the recruitment.
Okay.
Well, since some of you from ED, I'm officially calling for the resurrection of Bandit Lounge.
In fact, I wouldn't have, if you guys knew the history about my guild and stuff like that, the guild that I was running before, which he actually came in and essentially took over and uplifted us when we were about to tank, he was the only reason that we stayed afloat back in the day.
I have a question. Was your guild formerly called Murmur? That's a yes.
No.
Thank you.
No,
you
it wasn't.
paused. You paused really hard there. You paused so.
I have a question for you, actually.
It's a no. That was never my guild, so thank you for the question, but that was never my guild.
were you at any time associated with Murmur?
It makes our lineup so much easier to play.
I played with Murmur for a couple of weeks on the release of the Primal One.
That consistently catch at least one.
Your guild master doesn't have any association with them.
Hey, Dring, what's your question? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know names. The woman who was speaking, I believe she said no. You seem like super pissed, and I don't quite understand. Like,
Because I've
there's pissed.
actually listened to the 2 hours where you guys diss the people who actually want to play on Grobbulus, and
See,
I am
that's-
pissed.
See, that's
And
the
I'm
thing
pissed
is, I
at
heard.
Okay, well,
And
let
I'm
me.
pissed about the things that people have been creeping in your server for the last however long, have linked me and have told me. I'm really pissed. Yeah, you guys are full of shit, quite frankly. Everything that comes out of your mouth is a blatant lie.
Keep in mind,
and the fact
I'm
that half of the
just a
people in here
member.
might
I'm in no position.
not believe, me, and they might believe you. I know that everything that you say is so.
Bombo, you were going to say something?
Well, I just wanted to say, like, as far as the tone in that meeting, which is something I addressed in the leadership screenshots that you guys didn't get to see because it was conveniently. I apologize for the tone of the meeting, and one of the things that I said was, which I tried to convey earlier and I was cut off, is that the tone of that meeting, you got to understand that it was meant for people in our guild who were on the fence about going to RP PvP. So we were
So why
speaking
was
to
it
the
broadcast?
Transparency.
It was yeah, it's transparency, but it was it was probably a stupid decision in hindsight. Who's to say? I mean, whatever.
I'm sorry, complete point of order. This has nothing to do with the actual drama right now, and maybe tangentially. Supa, can you unban a lot of people? Because there were a lot of people, for one reason or another, that were banned over the course of the last day and are no longer able to interact on the Discord server. And it would be a good thing for that to likely get reverted, even if it allows some people to get in otherwise.
I just want to point out, Supa's actually not here right now. He
he's Oh,
went
not
to bed.
actually even here.
No, but I will. I will.
Oh man,
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't want to
just
cut you
jumped in
off
here.
halfway through.
No,
but
it's fine.
I'll
No, I
let
saw
him
him
know-
literally 10 seconds before I jumped in here, and I thought he was still here.
No, I'll let him know you're concerned and have him talk with you.
Yeah, because
Here's a quick
I have
question for the
guildies
leaders.
who are banned for literally being like, "What's happening?" Like that's pretty bullshit.
Okay, so here's a quick question for the couple of guild leaders who are in here. I know NACL is in here, at least some of the membership or leadership, as well as a couple other people are in here. Obviously, the meeting their meeting, which I did listen to as well, has its fair share of memeing and has its fair share of, we can knock this out and make this super easy. But like, you've all been in meetings where the attempt is to make it sound like a good plan. Like, is it really that bad? And I'm not obviously a member, and I don't think that shit talking RP is a good plan, especially if you're going into an RP server. But like, is the tone really that far off of what some of your internal meetings are like?
I guess
Truly?
I would ask you, have you listened to the 2 hours where they discussed the server?
I mean, I don't want to. I'm not going to even try to put Bombo on blast specifically here since he's here. We have never in our guild conversations had said anything along the lines of other RPers will be easy to play against or anything like that. There's a difference between playing in order to make your guild better and playing to make other guilds worse. So no, I don't know. I can't speak for any other guild other than mine, but we have never once had any conversation, internal or external, that had anything to do, and even any pretense of people thinking that we were somehow better than other people simply because we generally didn't play on RP servers in the past, and we'd be able to come in and stomp people. That's not how that was operating, and that's why people are angry.
No, I know. I just figured I'd make sure other people were.
So
That's not the norm.
in addition to that point, right? This Discord server was founded as a means of a guild to vet out a server and determine if it would be a good match. They have spreadsheets determining what server they want to go to based on things like guild population, how many large guilds there are, what's the distribution of players between those guilds from different factions. They're literally created a server to data mine to determine if this is a good candidate for them to come and steamroll.
Every large
can I-
or competitive guild takes place in the same type of activities.
Yes, and all the other ones
Can I
didn't
comment
come to
on
an
this,
RP
please?
server.
Do you guys want to comment on that?
Let Bumbo answer first.
Okay, so Ash has stated this, and I think Kurthos has mentioned this as well. We had nothing to do with the creation of this Discord. And
Yes, you did.
no.
Hold on.
We had nothing to do with the creation of this Discord. And I purposely have tried to distance myself from this Discord as much as possible. And Kurthos is the same way. I didn't even have a tag. I didn't even have my thing set up in here. And that's not because I was trying to avoid anything. I just didn't know what was going on with Ash and what the plan was and stuff like that. So to like,
Okay. In response to that, is there somewhere I can post a link of a screenshot, please?
What you're saying is provably not true.
Small question: is it?
I think when he says we, he means what?
Specifically
Bombo-
those two.
Specifically, you, Bombo, and Drangbazi, or are you not condemning? Someone can say it better than me.
I think in a pure 5-on-5, it's actually really.
Is it you who is not to blame for the creation of the server? Do you admit and acknowledge that Final Boss did create the server?
Individually, are you not culpable, but as a group?
Thank you.
Which is why I think they took the Ember.
Like, you may not individually have been related, but as a group, is Final Boss
Is
culpable?
you or is you not associated with the guys that did, basically?
no, we are
You're
not.
not associated with Ash.
Final Boss had no influence in the creation of this Discord.
And that's why he has to go for the BKB, because at some point.
Ash is not a member of Final.
Those are different questions. Try to keep one.
You should take a look at shitposting.
We can do that in a minute. We're going to get the real answer.
No,
from
it's about this question. You should take a look at shitposting.
Very
It's all the
Let's
evidence
hear
you need.
So people are looking at, I'm assuming, this picture of.
If you scroll up to the top of the general chat of this Discord to the very beginning, you will see this for yourself. This is a screenshot of when the Discord was created.
Wait, can you post it?
It's in Grob shit posting.
I got it.
You can see very
Thanks.
clearly that the final boss members are like the first ones to post in there, and they literally say, "Karthos gave me the link to this Discord. I thought it was a great idea making one, but hey, you've got it covered." Okay, keep telling me it's not intentional.
I believe the question has been answered.
Hang on. Like, anyone can make a Discord for a server on its release. I don't understand how you could rule that
You made
out.
it before the release, plotting to use it in this manner.
Yes,
though.
and
It's
two
premeditated.
Discords existed before
Every
the release.
guild that has been established, like with a group of our players, had the idea of having a Discord for the server. That is like, I don't see how any guild that was established would have looked past something like that. We never, I don't even know if the VODs are up for our old meetings. I don't know what's public. I really haven't followed up. I just attended them. But it was never talked about. Like, that was not a big thing on the docket.
I have a small question for Bombo, if I may.
Comes from information taken from this Discord.
What's your
Numbers
question?
rule all, dude.
Facts over here. Keep going.
Bombo, you've mentioned Earth. A lot of big guilds do this. A lot of big guilds make these servers and scope the scene out on a server to see who they're going to be playing against. Do you admit that that is kind of sketchy or morally gray on an RPVP server?
I don't know, like in the light of RPPVP, because I don't know how that would factor in, if it actually changes it or not. Like, in my eyes, in a way, it's still just another server, but to you guys, the identity might be different or something like that. But I could assure you, for every server that was released, there were people day one that were just planning to drop Discords. Like, it was a natural thing.
I have a question. Do you think it's strange that you guys are the only guild that was engaging in that kind of behavior towards the only dedicated RP/PvP server?
Shit on your life right now.
No, mate, society of content. We're gonna rule the world, bitches.
Chill. You say only, but it's only because
Only that we know of.
Exactly.
If we knew of anyone else, we would be having this conversation with them.
Hammer on it, baby. Hammer on.
Wait, I got one.
I don't think you wouldn't, but how, you say only like, I know.
I got one, because you said that you're truly remorseful for everything that went down, and you didn't intend for what transpired in the video of your meeting to look that way, and we apparently were missing the bigger picture where at the end you addressed it. But my question to you then is, why'd you let your guild run rampant in here and just make shit worse all day? If you're really apologetic.
Fuck yeah, man. I agree with that, dude. That's a pertinent question right there.
This is getting fucking wild.
I can say as again,
that's a good question, man. I have the same question.
Guys, if your question is, what you're gonna say is it was a good question, just shut your mouth. Because
You getting
Calling and laughter.
Oh,
Someone
wait,
asked
Gary.
a question.
Sorry, Gary.
Scream at me some more, baby.
Combo,
Guys,
respond, please. Thank you.
Please let him answer my question.
That was a good question.
Please answer the question.
I don't know if he's going to respond. I haven't heard him, but I can say just as a member, I did see a lot of people trying to say, hey guys, don't go in there and stir up shit. Actually, I believe Ash, it was 8 o'clock today.
Most of the pushback that any of our members would have come from external players coming into our Discord and riling up things, which was not something that was controlled well on our end. And I don't know how it's been a long day. Like, a lot of us have been monitoring this all day, and it seemed like there was different times in the day where things kind of blew up. I know, early in the morning it broke, and then things kind of simmered down, and then again in the afternoon something happened, and then it simmered down, and then in the evening it happened again. And I don't even know what's happened in the last couple hours. It's just kind of been.
Wait, let me clarify.
The truth happened, man.
Wait, let me clarify. This is a follow-up to my question.
Who's the fucking idiot who leaked the video?
Shut up. So you're saying that because people were doing it to you, therefore it is okay for you to come in here and do it to us all day if you are apparently remorseful? Furthermore, you said there is breaks. I can actually list at least 3 of your members that are going all day non-stop. Please answer.
I definitely don't justify that behavior, and those words are not at all what I used. I was just explaining that there was a rhythm to how things unfolded today, and when things were happening, we did try to curb them from happening, and there were messages posted, and people were talking.
Can you post any screenshots from your Discord that prove that you were trying to
Yeah,
stop?
let's see some remorse.
Can I ask,
Let's see
can I
some
ask a
remorse.
bigger question?
I can tell you, Keo was going until like
Let's get a
literally
bigger
40
I'd like
minutes
to
ago.
ask a bigger question.
I want to hear. I
right
want to
now.
hear a bigger question.
No.
From Bombo, dude. Seriously, at this point in time, like we have probably I can't even tell how many people in Discord, man, and they're all looking to you. Why are you on this server? Like, and this question has been asked multiple times, but at this point in time, seriously, what are you doing on this server?
Well, hold on. I want to add to
I
that
second
real
that.
quick. I want to add to that real quick because the question that was just asked earlier was why aren't you controlling your members more? And my question is, why do you even have to? I don't feel like a lot of your members even want to necessarily be part of this community, and that's fine. You guys can go be a part of another community. That's not a big deal.
Or after,
I think I
are you
addressed
holding
that.
on to this server?
Listen.
I
You
think I
already
addressed
addressed
that.
that? How about
Give
this?
the
How
real
about this?
fucking answers right now.
I'm sorry,
let's
I'm
get-
fucked to that.
Guys,
Let Bumbo
Guys, let's you guys asked the question. He said he already addressed it. Let's get on the meat of it. There's a 3-hour video of you guys talking
Silent!
mad shit about this entire
Bombo
server.
is
How about
here to
you
answer our
fucking?
question.
How about you back it up?
Please.
This is like we've seen the video. Like you can say we already answered this. We already back. You can't PR your way out of this, man. We saw 3 hours.
It's not about PR. We asked him a question, and now he has the time to answer.
Let's
Please.
hear it. Let's hear it, buddy. So let's go. Let's go.
Why is this guy screaming at people?
He smoked a lot of he's lit.
You're not
He's lit.
helping. He's drunk. Just let him do his thing.
Why are you guys so threatening about screaming, bro? Yeah, just like answer the questions in a legitimate, civilized way.
All I'm saying is there's a 3-hour video and we have questions, man. That's all.
So I want to share my experience, like as a dude who didn't want to roll on Grob but wanted to go in Fairbanks, right? This guild is awesome. I love them. And the reason why we wanted to come here, I wanted to come here, was to actually collaborate with the different Horde guilds on the server to get like some awesome epic PvP battles going on. Like I didn't come here to rule the server. I came here to have a cool community that like values awesome epic PvP battles and can actually collaborate.
Epic seriously. Like
Hey, dude, fuck you, troll.
I actually feel that guy. I actually feel that
How about
guy.
you do
Okay.
What private servers were you on, bro?
Well, private. I was on Lights Hope for like a week.
We don't want to get into these
And then?
70
That's
minute
it.
slugfest because I feel like
Okay,
then it
can we
came
hear
here,
from
ladies.
Bumbo?
They like to
Bumbo.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we just agree that when there's a question asked, can we let the question, whoever it's being directed to, let them answer the question? We're just getting on top of ourselves right now. Where it's not really beneficial.
Yeah, fair enough.
We can try and make it civil, absolutely. Yeah.
The question was asked by Collective to Bombo, and we're still waiting on a response for that, and everyone just sort of kind of got on top of it.
Sorry about that.
All right, mediator. Let's hear the answer.
Yeah, we have questions. Let's just ask the questions one at a time. Let Bombo respond, and then we.
Yeah, it's actually wild.
Bombo, would you like a refresher on the question that was asked?
A decent number of fans right behind me. But,
Give it to me.
After all of this craziness, after all of us being in Discord right now, why are you still attempting to go on this server?
They're just not near the crowd mic. They're a little bit
Honestly, the best answer I could give you is, I guess we're just gonna gauge the response to all of this, and if we have to make a new decision on where we're gonna go, we'll have to consider that. So I'm just trying to gauge where everyone's at.
Would you consider
Please
it at all?
do. The response is universally negative.
This turned out well, didn't it? Would he consider it at all?
What are you all talking about right now?
Would you consider going on a different server after all of us in this Discord right now trying to force you out? Because I feel like that's the main consensus.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
I don't think
Mambo talk.
Get him out.
Nothing is off the table.
Passionate out anymore. I think a lot of people have realized that the Redditor who posted that drama post is a serial liar. And a scumbag so spiteful that he went out of his way to dox the person.
Hush,
That he-
please.
That's fake.
Bombo.
You have no proof of that. That's fake.
Said in the video.
You can
Why
assassinate
can't I
his
see
character.
Bombo?
3 hours
Why?
is not enough context. 3 hours is not enough context.
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
I don't agree with
You
that. I
like
don't
the
agree with
worst
the doxing.
propaganda bullshit I've ever heard in my.
I mean, I don't agree with the doxing, but the video is undeniable.
People,
I agree with the
Stop
doxing.
talking
It's
over each
fucked
other.
up.
Why can't I hear an actual response from Bombo?
Yeah, I already said nothing's off the table.
If I may,
You didn't answer the
Bombo.
question, man.
Yeah, that's an answer to your question. It's an open-ended answer.
Why aren't you leaving, and why are you staying?
Collective can.
Because he doesn't want to.
It's not fair to ask a question
No, yeah.
after the other.
No, it is because it's a relevant
Collective.
question.
Collective.
Go ahead,
This
I'm
is I honestly think this is a non-hostile question. If you guys would stay, the rest of these guilds here, we are trying to coordinate with each other to make sure that we're sharing world buffs, to make sure that we're all trying to succeed, to make sure it's a healthy community. If you stay, are you going to be able to augment your guild thought process so that you actually integrate with the server instead of trying to trample? Because people don't have a problem with hardcore guilds. They just have a problem with hardcore guilds trying to sabotage people.
It doesn't matter. It's already been sabotaged.
How doesn't it matter?
That's the number one question.
I still want Bombo to answer, but he hasn't answered.
That's a really good question, and
You're soft throwing me.
Let him answer.
I would definitely, and I know other people in the guild, other officers would be totally on board at augmenting, as you and whatever advice you guys would have, you know, for us transitioning onto an PvP server, I would look at, and if people want to work with us on things we can improve, I would definitely look into that.
Not shit talking RP.
Kind
Might
of
be a good start.
in the same vein as that, Bombo, there is... I'm sorry, are you finished answering?
Yeah.
Alright, kind of in the same vein as that, it is very clear that a lot of people here are not interested in you remaining on the server. A lot of our trust with you has been dumped in the shithole. A lot of us don't trust you anymore. What are you guys going to do as a guild? Please, what are you guys going to do as a guild to sort of reconnect that trust? How are you guys going to move forward, showing us that you have the best intentions for our server at hand?
Server first Ragnaros?
What?
Can I ask like a simple base level question? I'm kind of.
I just asked a question, man.
Dude, that guy had a legitimate, fucking awesome question. I want to hear an answer.
Bombo,
he's asking. He's asking.
Yeah, I know, but there's too much interruption. So I realize like there's a long road to climb, and like a lot has been leaked out. And I know a 3-hour video or whatever it is of people bashing different groups of players and stuff like that, like it's hard to come back from that. I mean, I've been in positions before where I've made a simple insult about one person and it's affected me for years to follow. So I don't think we'll ever fully recover from this, but I think all that we can actually do is obviously curb any kind of crap talking or shit posting that's going on, and that's something that we'd have to deal with on our end, and just making sure that our raiders and our peers are conforming to the standards that are set by the server and the guilds on the server.
You could just go to a different server and like none of this would matter.
Yeah, that's literally how you justify yourself.
You could just leave and none of
You guys
this
have to
would
admit,
matter.
guys. I have to admit though, the tenacity after all this drama, they're still here fighting to stay on the server. I want to know why, man.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's fine.
I want RP. I want RP. How you don't
Dude, you don't want to RP, man. I heard the fucking Twitch video.
Yeah, you don't.
Quiz me.
You're not selling us on that.
Guys, you're in for a really big mistake if you think you're gonna RP and like kick people's ass, bro. You have no idea who's on this fucking server.
Guy couldn't RP toilet paper, man. Couldn't wipe his own ass.
Can I interject for a second?
Like over.
Let's hear some better questions. That one guy asked more questions, bro. You have good questions. Please do.
Can I interject?
Who's the one guy?
Wait, just one second.
There's a billion of us in here.
Me?
I don't know, bro.
I like his voice, though. Let him ask a question.
Do
That
it.
was very
Do it.
impressive.
Ask questions.
Who, me?
Yeah, I love that one. It's like Markiplier. Let him ask you.
If everyone,
me?
if
Wait,
everyone
me?
here,
Are you talking about?
Guys, question time.
Sorry. Okay.
Question time, baby.
I got a
Question.
question. I got a
if
question.
everyone here is just thinking this guy is talking about his ass, why are we asking him questions? We're not going to get any conclusion that we've already gotten.
It's a glimpse into the human condition.
Straight
My
up.
take on this, my take on this is that these guys wanted to come in to the RP PvP server so they would have less competition. Got found out about it, and now they're just trying to do damage control. You're not hiding it very well.
Yup.
That is the gist I get, but I just don't understand.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please do.
I think actions speak louder than words, and I feel like this is just words. We're not getting anywhere with
So we're all
What actions can they take?
When can the first guys down Ragnar?
There's a gentleman who has questions, please.
Down Ragnar. When are you guys going?
Can I ask why you fucking pussies are afraid of this fucking bitch ass guild?
Now that's not very productive.
That's a
my
very
friend.
Disney.
I'm not a
Can I
very
ask one, though?
productive
Can I ask
person. I'm gonna be honest. Dude, I'm
Guys,
fucked up, but listen.
Can I own it though? I want to own it right now.
You
Can I
guys
ask
think this
before?
guild is going to affect you? Like, honest? Do you
Penguin.
really
The thing
think
is,
this
Penguin,
guild
you
is
understand?
going to affect
They
you?
made this
Susie.
Discord.
What
This
guild are you
Discord is
in, bro?
theirs. That's what's so crazy. That's why it's
Ladies and gentlemen,
theirs anymore.
ladies and gentlemen,
We
Did we
devolve
actually seize
further.
control though? We actually like took control away.
Before we go any further, I think we need to owe Bombo and anyone else in the guild a thank you for coming here and answering our questions.
I still
Yeah, straight up.
Thank you.
Thank you. PMs in the chat.
Doesn't mean you have to agree with what I
Cheers,
said.
bro. Thanks for
You have to
answering
make your way in
questions.
here.
Good luck, have fun.
Hey,
Bombo, I truly appreciate that you at least showed up to talk.
Why'd you guys mute so many people? Holy fuck. Look at this people.
Push the talk, though.
Everyone's
push the top.
over each other.
Oh, God, I'm drunk. Never mind.
Pardon me, Bon, is there anything that you want to say about all this? Like, about this perception that multiple people have just shared about the situation? Like, do you think that it's justified based on the context of that video that was leaked? Or how do you feel about it?
Myself or someone else?
Yes,
Yeah, yourself.
Okay, I'll tell you the true story, man. This is me last night. Though this evening.
It was last night. Let's not lie. You just said it.
Can,
I thought you asked. I just asked.
Hey,
You asked
vindictive.
me. You said, yeah, you just fucking said
Vindictive,
yes,
chill,
and I
dude.
said me. I'm
Vindictive,
sorry. Okay,
chill.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. It's all you.
And I think for PSG,
You should drink more.
You fucking. I was like me. You're like yes. Fuck you.
Everybody take a goddamn shot and let's just
Grumbo.
fucking talk.
I'll drink. Grumbo, it's all you though. Grumbo, it's all you. It's all you, Grumbo.
Just take a shot and let's figure this out like civil individuals.
Can I do it one more time, Grumbo?
Shut up! Was the attack on Storm when a week from today a ploy to deter the Horde while final boss progresses?
What the fuck?
Inside job. Okay. So the one thing I want to ask is, don't you want us to be there so you can?
No, we don't want you here. Go away.
No, guys. I have a real one though. I do.
Hey, everyone all at
This
once.
is so funny, dude.
Final
Go.
boss.
Hey,
Okay.
everyone
guys-
all at
are any
once.
of you guys
Yes
in the
or
guild?
no? Do they want them here? Yes or no?
Yes. They ain't gonna do shit.
No.
It's,
They ain't gonna do shit to us, bro.
That's an old question.
You really
Someone
afraid of
asked.
these people?
I hope you stay
Listen.
just so we can destroy you. Please,
Not
please
even that,
fucking
guys.
stay.
Guys. I'm a lion.
We need a villain.
Just like
We need a villain in our providing fight.
It's what the Redditors You're not asking me a question, man. You're not asking me a question. Here's the real question. Okay, are you guys going to change your names and make a new guild on the same server? And are we going to know about it?
Here's
are you guys going to have the balls to tell us about
Here's
it?
a real fucking question.
There's the.
I'm tired of these fucking
Yeah,
questions.
they wouldn't.
There's only
you're
one
muted, buddy.
fucking question that really fucking matters, bros.
That
You
thing
guys
sounds
ready for
pissed.
the realest question of all?
Is it when we're gonna
thank
be
you.
able to
Thank you.
Thank you for whoever can.
Someone legit beat me like 2 seconds to moving him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just want to know when you guys are gonna down rag.
Holy shit! Be in the
Can you
same
change
room.
Down
your
rag. Yeah, give it a month.
Question,
Give it a month,
dude.
you retail players.
Wait, did Dill actually get banned?
I low key want to know when final boss is gonna get their dick.
It was looking like we were planning for week 1, but it looks like week 12.
Did you honestly believe it would be week 1 though? Did you honestly believe that? Come on.
Week 1.
Please.
It is possible.
It's
Wait,
not
week one
fucking
what?
possible.
We
man.
said
one more
It might be.
You
listen.
Guys,
We set the bar high.
We don't
We
have
set
to
the-
argue. We don't
That
have
is
to
really
argue.
high. That is really high.
No,
We
man.
don't have to argue, guys.
You know
Guys,
that
we don't
people
have
do
to
not
argue,
fucking
guys.
sleep and like live for this shit though.
So we down on day
No,
7.
no, see, the spreadsheet says in exactly 78 hours we can down rag.
Dude.
I have a question for Bombo.
Spreadsheets.
But will you?
Oh my god.
That's
Whispers,
the question.
what did
No,
you
no,
say?
guys.
Good
These
question.
are retail players right now. Oh, 1 week. You guys don't even know what Fire Attunement even means. Alright? Don't even know.
Did you just say fire attunement, bro?
Don't even.
Fire
What's
Attunement.
your warrior at?
Okay,
You're right. I don't know what fire attunement.
Yeah, you don't even know.
What you guys forget though is that they've been on a private server for these past few years.
Oh yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Before we get too off topic, I would like.
Sorry,
I think
sorry.
are we done here with the?
No, we're
are we
not
done
done.
with
Let-
the question?
Let this guy ask
carry
a
on.
question.
Yeah,
He
sorry
seems
about that.
kind of cool,
Whispers
bro.
wanted to ask a question.
let him go.
Okay.
Let him go.
It's a nice question.
Whispers wanted to ask a question. Go ahead.
They know this isn't a real fight.
So Bombo, when Ash initially set up his Discord, I know personally he asked myself for my guild's Discord. Probably asked other guild GMs for their guild Discords as well.
Yeah, I did.
What was the point of that? As well as, and second part of that, what was the point of that? And the second part was, did you put spies in Discords just to poach the best players?
No and no. So the whole Discord thing, you're not gonna get anything out of me. There's nothing. I didn't want anything to do with it. I had nothing to do with it when it came out. I don't know anything about the.
How come you didn't try to poach me?
It's rumors. Guys. Rumors though. We heard that too. We heard that they
Wait for his
actually
answer.
Sorry.
He did
No.
answer.
I'm agreeing with him. I'm saying that.
Let Bombo talk.
Well, he just said he didn't have anything to add on that because he wasn't involved in that
Oh.
part, which is
Shut
fine.
up.
A question dodge.
But,
All
he,
right.
but he's the co-GM, so would you, Bombo, be willing to ask Ash about that request for everyone's Discord and what the reason was behind that? Because we're all curious, and if he's not willing to come in here, which I can understand is like
No,
coming
bring
into den of wolves,
bring him
like,
in here.
He's
This
not
is
willing.
his
No,
dumpster fire.
That's pretty much. That's
not
off the
willing.
table right now.
Why? Dude, we're not mad at it. We're not gonna like insult him.
Oh, come on.
You've already listen, my friend. You've already insulted Bombo, and he's being patient, staying here with us.
I want everybody to understand that this guy apparently, from what we know, has he's already got death threats.
Oh my
And
god.
there's-
That's fake.
Okay, guys.
That's
guys,
fake.
Fuck you.
Are
Fuck
you
you.
okay?
If you're getting
Oh my God,
doxxed,
are you okay?
That's
Are you
absolutely
okay?
no.
We need to kiss.
Shut the fuck up. If you're getting doxxed, I want this to be a real situation. If you're getting doxxed, you're not coming into this Discord, okay?
Hey, listen. I'm not saying bring him in to grill him.
It could be a real thing.
Oh my god.
Vindictive.
I'm saying bring him
Chill
in so we can ask him questions, not to grill him and insult him, just to be like,
He
"Listen,
didn't
But that's
why
what
did you
it'll
do
turn
this?"
into, and you know it. So don't ask that guy to come in here.
You need
Sorry,
to
you're right. I mean,
You're not
Can everybody shut the fuck up and just like answer a question, dude?
what's the question?
Would you be willing to ask about
Bombo,
the? Would you
we
be
had
willing
a
to ask
spy in my European guild on the server.
Are you
Who are
serious?
you? Will you stop, please?
Why is everybody screaming, bro? This shit's dumb.
Yeah, please, quiet voices. I've turned my volume down. I can't hear the quiet.
Like, fucking stop screaming, bro. It's getting nerd rage in here. Like, I can smell the sweat.
I'm just confused how it's been 12 hours since this shit started and it's still not.
May I ask a question?
Please do, my man. Ask a good question. Let him.
Is Bombo here?
Yes.
Bumbo number 5. Okay, I'm done.
Can I ask this stupid question? Who the fuck is Bumbo?
Number 5.
Bumbo is the co-GM of Final Boss.
Was that the
Okay.
wife? Wait, who's the GM of?
Is that
GM
dude
of Final
right?
Boss is Kratos, who is not.
May I ask a question?
So who speaks
Dude,
for
let
Final
the
Boss?
fucking guy ask a
Bumbo is someone
question,
who's speaking
bro.
for Final Boss right now.
No, who speaks for them though? Like who speaks for all of them?
Bumbo, bro. Bumbo
number
does.
5. I got it.
Let the fucking European ask a goddamn question.
What I want you guys to do
So-
is put up a straw poll. A yes or no if you guys want us on the server. Get a straw poll up.
No,
I don't
Would
want
someone
you
please
You're alright.
put up a straw?
Listen,
Dude,
listen.
let the European
No, guys.
ask a
Your guild
goddamn
masters made a
question.
mistake, but you won't be punished for it. Why would the whole guild be punished for like a couple officers and the leader? Come on, guys. It's like killing all of Germany because Hitler's a dick. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Bro, that's what they did though. Are you stupid?
We were just following orders, man.
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
I'm muted. I'm already. That's
Yeah,
fine.
thank you, dude. And whoever called me out, by the way, I'm sorry for talking so much. I'm very extroverted. I apologize. I'll let you guys
Dude,
talk.
that one
Being
guy who
extroverted.
fucking blasted
You're
shit.
very
It sounded like he had to
inebriated.
take a really bad shit.
Is that really adding to the conversation?
Why the hell we got 4 fucking polls?
It's all the same one. It's all.
They all say go. I made where's this shit.
Greg.
Look how much is tearing us apart, Lisa.
We gotta go to war over which poll we're gonna use now.
Alright, so far this
All of them say to get the fuck out.
May I ask
Bombo a question?
there's currently only 20 votes in the straw poll. If you guys would.
There are
20?
actually
Which one are you
76.
using?
There's 76 votes. There's
So
obvious though.
77,
There's
78.
multiple.
All of them
There's
say
like 4 different polls.
Do the one by Fellwinter. Do the one by Fellwinter.
Like,
And you want to fucking
to go. What's the point of the poll?
3% go, 37% stay.
anybody want to take a whole bunch of boomers and just settle it out?
Can we just
Are
like
we
fucking
sure?
spot?
Are we sure there's gonna be enough context with this poll?
It's 3 hours.
It's pretty fucking straightforward.
If you don't know what's going on at this point, you're living under a
It's 3
If you don't know
not
what's
enough
going on
context.
at this point, you're probably a normal person. I would suggest taking some fucking magic mushrooms, maybe taking a little bit of Molly, having a good time.
Hell
And
yeah,
just like fuck this server, kind of, you guys. All right, I love you
Hell yeah,
though.
brother.
I actually love all you. You guys
You
are
too,
legit.
bitch.
That
I
sounds
love
like
you all.
fun.
Hey, fuck you guys. I love you.
Yeah, fuck you,
Okay.
man. Fuck you.
You want to fucking party,
You
bro?
wanna fuck me? Fuck you, bro.
You want me to fuck you to fuck me
I
to
think,
fuck you,
hang
bro?
on,
You want to
I
party?
think we're getting a little off topic. I think we're getting a little off
I
topic.
think this is the topic is that what
This
is
is
this?
already
been feet for hours.
If they stay, we have someone to grief relentless. It
I
would
like
be a
question.
good source of entertainment.
We don't want them.
I don't want to do
We
that.
already have Jill. Why would we want to grief anyone else?
We don't want to do that. That's not the way the game should be played.
No.
Excuse me, I have a question for Fellwinter.
God, you sound so hot. Do it.
Talking. Ask any question you want.
Fellwinter, my name is Maximilian Moneybucks. I am, of course, running for the mayor of Goldshire.
Hell yeah.
My dick is so hard. Let him ask the question.
I would like to.
A drunken dwarf was seen shooting randomly at the woods. A day before
Right
that,
here.
Maximilian
I made a poll
Moneybucks
for
had
you guys
recently
when you
purchased a gun. Is Maximilian Moneybucks truly a drunken, raving maniac?
Can I hire you for an
Your
ebook?
children report that.
Come here, children. Let me buy you guns.
Sounds like we no longer discuss.
I want you to read nighttime stories.
Hey, all I'm saying is Moneybucks got my motherfucking vote.
Before
It
we
sounds like
conclude,
we're done with this conversation. Essentially.
before we conclude the conversation and talk about Moneybucks, Bombo, do you have anything to say about the recent straw poll? It seems that 61% out of 98 voters want you and your guild to leave. Do you have any comments?
So basically, he's asking Bombo, are you a bitch or no?
Dude, don't interrupt him.
Fuck up.
I'd say the polls aren't closed for another half hour, and you got to factor in the time it takes to count the ballot. I don't think we can call this election until tomorrow.
He's out.
Straw poll. The place to quit.
See you later, alligator.
Habeas corpus, people.
Don't forget to recount once all the goes are lost.
I mean, okay, hold on. To be fair, he plays Bristleback. Do we really expect him to be?
Maybe?
Good point.
Hey, fuck you. I like Bristleback.
Give him some
How do you like
Maybe you
Bristleback?
should.
Don't we trolls get to vote twice,
Hey,
man?
Bombo, look quick.
Berkworth for the vodka.
Trolls only get 350 of it.
That's
I
heinous.
can't tell if it's a child or a girl. Either way, I'm afraid.
Can someone explain what habeas corpus means?
Means you're fucking gay.
No, I doubt that.
Yeah, no,
All you need to know is that Abraham Lincoln suspended it.
You fucking stop your shit.
I move that Mayor Moneybucks reads the entire B movie script to us line by line.
All in favor of Moneybucks reading the entire Beeline script.
I'll do it.
Better.
Yeah.
Mayor Moneybucks
Do
has
it.
never publicly shamed or said that he is not a demonic worshiper. Why is that? Is
I'm
he
not
actually a demonic worshiper?
We're not here to ask
Answer
money
the fucking
questions. Let's ask Bombo more questions.
And PSG LGD will take game one. You can totally tell that they've done their homework. This has been a great start to this series. I hope we go for the full series just like we've had in every single TI pass between LGD and OG.
Okay, and one of the things we hear from Will is the idea of LGD doing their homework. And I think that we definitely saw the stack of papers come out when OG walked onto the stage, but it is
Stop.
LG
Let him
has done
talk.
their research as
Don't
well.
yell at me,
I
bro.
want to go to an idea though that you guys talked about.
I'm trying to
very
pull up
early
the
on. We
post.
talked about
I
this.
mean, there's a lot of content.
I'll send you a
in there.
link. It got taken down.
Yeah.
Wait, it did?
It's
Yeah,
definitely
it
slant-
got it got taken down.
Put back up
like
because it was automatically removed by accident, apparently.
Accident.
Yo, come on, let's hear the answer. Come on.
So obviously, like, without a shadow of a doubt, it's written in a slanderous tone. Like I think everyone can, if you just look at the language that he uses and stuff like that.
Off to a good start.
And then.
But is it true? Is any of it true?
And then.
We can even. We'll
Fuck
walk
off with
through it.
these
I need a good
words.
link though. Someone just whispered.
Yeah, I made a post like
Dragon
talking
Ball.
all about how he basically kind of the Ash grinder. kind
While
of post.
we get a link to that, I have a question for.
How's it alive? He's got timestamps.
Do you have pineapple on your pizza?
Fuck
I
that.
do.
Dude, who the fuck?
Oh, get this
Fuck yourself,
It's
bro.
time for you to leave. You've been
If you
voted
have
off the fucking
pineapple
list.
on your pizza, I think you should get off the
That's
server
the
because
last
pineapple on
fucking
pizza,
Yeah,
you can
you need to
fucking
fucking leave.
yeah, bro. You're worse than the final.
Good
Can we
sir.
take the couple? Can we take the couple of people who are taking this seriously to a different channel, please?
No,
Yes,
please.
Why are you taking it seriously though?
it's not that
Like,
serious.
why
though.
not?
It's fucking bullshit. This entire thing is just a bunch of childish bullshit that everyone needs to fucking get over.
Okay, the
Pineapple on pizza is actually.
Everyone's only here because they're bored and waiting for Classic to launch.
Whoever said that, you're a fucking bitch.
Whoa! That was uncalled
you can't
for,
say
Mr.
that.
Can you guys
Fucking
Ben
stop taking
Austin.
it serious.
Ben
Say you're
Austin.
You just
sorry.
called someone a bitch. You're the one
I'm not
taking
sorry.
it serious. My
Oh,
God.
it's not.
Bombo is.
Sorry.
You make fun of me.
Childish.
15 hours and 20
Childish.
Here's a good question. Bombo,
Yeah,
That sounds
knowing
like
all the
Halo,
shit that's going
dude.
on here,
Keep
do you still
throating
even
your
want
fucking
to stay in this
mic.
server?
Bonbo, did you get a link to that Reddit post yet so you can go through it?
I got it open here. What question am I
Yeah,
answering?
the
Are we
question
still on the
was. No, the question was, do you believe there's any truth to the things that were said on that? Is the original question actually? Could you
Yeah, I can
rehearse
tell.
your question?
I can say the original question. Do you believe that there is any element of truth to the original Reddit post, or is it all just?
And like, please go through them on the Reddit post. Like,
Dude, you can't even answer.
That's a crazy question to ask. I think we all know if you've watched the video, it has over 1,000 views now, 1,300 in fact, that everything on the Reddit post is true.
But please, please let Bombo answer that.
No,
though.
the stuff you hear on video
This
is obviously
guy-
not true. He didn't say that.
The guy on the Reddit post has taken tons of these, like what Ash has said, completely out of context. And when it's a 3-hour video, who's to say he didn't do the same there?
He did say "just kidding" at 2 minutes in.
Nobody's actually gonna watch the 3-hour video.
Oh wait, he said JK. No, I thought it was not.
I heard him say "just kidding" at least 3 times.
Yeah, it's all JK. Don't worry about it.
I watched.
It's just a prank, bro. We just stabbed that guy for no reason.
Are you telling me to believe that like the 2 hours I listened to you or your guild discuss grobbulus in your official guild meeting, which you streamed on Twitch, that none of that was true, and I've taken that
go back to kitchen.
out of context. Fuck you.
Right.
Brill Lars, remove him.
My
Real
question
Lars. Who said that?
Okay,
my
so
question
we've
is,
already.
if you guys are dumb enough to stream this shit, why do you think you can run this server?
Because we're better than you, motherfucker.
It's Brill Lars. Just get rid of him.
Mate, how the fuck am I the one that
it's
dresses
the
like a
Kyo guy.
girl?
It's the
and
Kyo
kisses
guy from
boys,
earlier.
Thank
and
you,
you're the one being
mods.
the
Hey.
Yo, if you're a large, hairy man that also wears women's clothing,
Ooh,
are you a bear?
That's me.
Don't kink shame me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a bear.
Small one.
What was your question, Drang?
If you're a large, hairy man who also wears like panties and dresses like a woman, does that make you a bear?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
I
I
don't
like
know.
that.
I'm a bear.
Doesn't that depend on
Lord,
whether you be a
bitch.
druid? I understand.
But yeah, Bonbo, would you react to the Reddit post? Like, do you just think it's just slanderous, or how do you view it?
I think there's. So we've already talked about the tone of the meeting, and someone actually, I don't know who it was, but they explained it well in that it was a group of people that were uncertain about RP PvP, speaking to other people who don't know anything about RP PvP. So, I mean, we're not the best source. Like, I know I've talked about this already, and I'm guilty of being a bit ignorant of what the community is about and what kind of players are on the server. And a lot of the tone you see stems from that kind of ignorance. So, but as far as the post goes, what it's trying to say is, yeah, it's totally slanderous. I mean, there's a lot of things that come in defense of RP servers, and I think Ash the whole time is actually defending and promoting the server. So,
I have a question if no one's going to interrupt him.
I have a question. And this isn't towards your guild leader. I mean, this is more towards your guild leader, not so much you, because I think you're doing a good job trying to, buffer the damage.
We let the first guy ask his question.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let the first guy ask his question real quick.
My question is that if you were talking from people who are uncertain about RPVP to people who don't know much about RPVP in an attempt to convince them, why were you interested in joining this server in the first place if people are uncertain or not already convinced? What was the decision-making process behind why you picked the only RPPVP server?
Well, you fucked that one up.
100%.
No.
Yeah, I know that's botched, but community was the main reason we wanted to come. We felt like if we were on one of these like massive realms, it was that. Yeah, or for sure, if you want to speak for me, go ahead. But community was the big one, and we didn't want to deal with the major population issues on the other servers, the full servers. streamer servers, stuff like that. And we thought the stability would be the best on this server.
Now, when you wanted the community, what did you want the community so you could abuse it, so it would not pose a threat to you?
No, we wanted
Andrew.
We wanted to be engaged in the community, so people had, like, this is actually, I'm not gonna lie, even just being here talking to you guys, like, outside of like raiding, I haven't really done this in WoW, and it's actually kind of cool, even though it's, you know, pitchforks and all. But we wanted something extra for people to log into, because a lot of us have raided on these private servers, and we know what the content is for classic WoW, and we're expecting a lot of turnover and burnout and stuff like that. So we were hoping that this the RP side, there might be opportunities there to keep people invested, interested, making ties, socializing, all that stuff. That was
Bombo, I think you're right on the money. This is the most united we've ever been.
Cool. Do you mean when you were describing the world PvP as the crutch, and I quote you, you guys in your video, you called it the crutch that would keep this server alive?
Ooh, zing.
You're kind of directing someone else's comments at this one guy in particular.
Guild
he can't
master,
speak,
and he's the
but
co-GM.
he can't speak for his
needs to be
guild
able to
master.
take responsibility.
Guilds are not monolith.
The community that they don't think can clear BW.
Villainizing, my guy.
That's fucking stupid.
Okay, Bombo, question for you.
I want to answer that. I want to answer that.
Hey,
that one guy also has a question. I was the one that actually spoke on that in the video, and it's my belief that PvP is a big part of the classic experience, and that's coming from my experience raiding on various private servers for over 10 years, going through different metas, and I'm not. It had nothing to do with. I think you're taking that out of context. By PvP, you think I mean that we're just gonna come sit on people and kill people in Stranglethorn Vale and all that kind of stuff. But that's something that I've never personally condoned. I'm talking about when you're level 60 and you're moving big groups of players to different zones and doing raids and stuff like that. To me, that's maybe it wasn't a big thing before in the original game, but that's a really big thing on the private servers nowadays, and like it's something a lot of people really get behind.
Killing on each other, Yojamba Isle is a thing.
I can't understand why, if the community and the server population was such a big role, how come when the new PvP servers came out, you guys didn't go ahead and decide to take on those? Especially since on day of release, when all the new people hop on in, those servers aren't going to stay low. They'll jump up to medium or even potentially higher than what we have here, because it just doesn't really make sense.
Most of the servers are full though now.
Are the new PvP servers already full?
Yeah, our server's already full.
We had been looking at grobbulus
medium
for a long time. Basically, since the servers were announced, grobbulus was always one we were looking at. And like when the servers came out, they all filled up right away, right? And then they put out 2 servers, and then they put out 2 servers, and I don't know what it's at now. We were always considering grobbulus from the get-go. RP PvP was always something that was considered, and it was actually pushed for a long time at the guild meetings.
But why if you don't RP?
Some
So
people
let
were
me
into
say my
this.
piece because I gotta go to bed and I've been waiting patiently.
Please do ask your question if Bombo is finished.
So that's a good question, and a lot of our guys have expressed interest in doing RP or in partaking. Like I don't know how much on an individual level, like really getting deep into their characters. I don't know. I haven't interviewed people on that. I haven't made it part of the application or anything, but a lot of our guys, they want to be in the community, they want to do events, and when we were making our decision, people wanted to come to this server. And it wasn't us just like saying go to grobbulus, go to grobbulus. People wanted to go here. Like they made their mind up on their own.
So here's my thing.
I appreciate your response.
Good job trying to buffer the damage, but I'm gonna say this, and then that'll be it. You and your guild are fucking full of shit. And if you stay here, you're gonna get fucked. Have a
Okay, fair enough. Look at
Right on, dude.
That's
the question.
I still have a question, if you don't mind, Bombo. So I played on Illidan. I've got tons of experience. I was a marshal myself, and you guys claimed that you guys were going to be doing PvP. I listened to the video extensively. Why did I I don't know, hear like a lack of actual PvP content that you guys were comparing and contrasting. And how much experience do you have with actually PvP and raiding content, actually?
So, do you want my background? Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking? So my background personally has primarily been PvE since I started. I started playing private servers back in Wrath of the Lich King, and basically my focus was always on PvE. On the side, I did PvP. The highest I got to was rank 12 on my Shaman. If I recall, my experience with PvP in vanilla has mainly been Warsong pre-mades, World PvP, and more recently the kind of big 40 versus 40 battles. But as to your question about why weren't we comparing things in the video, so we do have certain things we're looking at in terms of PvP. I think we all know Phase 2 is going to be a little bit unique in the way the honor system is going to work with no battlegrounds. So I don't know. We haven't been talking too much with other people. We have a PvP officer. I don't really know what all he's gotten, who he's talking to, and other guilds or on other servers and stuff like that. But we have little things that we're planning. I'm not really going to divulge that information now, but at this point, like, there's no real sense of us talking about pre-mades in that interview, or talking about, like, I don't know what else you want me to cover on PvP, but
all right, I'll be frank with you. Are you going to average the amount of honor that pre-mades on the Horde side are going to have in order to make sure that there isn't a curve or someone breaking the? And did anyone in your guild ever reach Marshal?
yes, we've had multiple rank 14s in our guild.
They're 100% going to try to take over ranking on the server. 100%.
I can't say for certain on Classic. I think there's a couple of people that have, or Vanilla WoW, but I'm pretty certain there's people that do have experience. The best answer I could give you for your other question is that we're just going to cooperate with the community as a whole, because I understand there's probably a lot of other guilds that are wanting to PvP. I mean, it's pretty natural. It's a PvP server, and we're fully on board with cooperating.
I have
if
a
you're
question.
fully on board with cooperating, why were you just talking about how you guys are just going to come shit on the server? Like, I mean, I don't know who's believing this bullshit.
Yeah, dude.
But,
Our chances to manipulate and control world bosses, world buffs are a big advantage.
That you shouldn't have.
That was a quote, by the
I
way.
think it's fair to say, Bombo, do you personally feel regret for what has happened in the past couple of days? Do you regret saying these things? And do you have an apology to make to the grobbulus community?
Are you mad people found out?
Yes. Are you mad people found out, or are you mad that these things were said in the first?
I mean, you did stream it.
I didn't think we would find it.
I've got a real question. If I could ask it. So my question is, inside your Discord, your officers are telling players of your guild what they can and can't say. So my question is, what's the difference? What's the disparity between the narrative that you're delivering to us and what your players inside your actual guild want to say? And why is your officers telling them that there are things they can and cannot say in the grobbulus Discord?
I think we're just trying to have a clear message, and I'm obviously the best vessel to deliver that message at this time. The disparity is not what you would think it would be. I think what you're seeing is people are just agitated with what's been going on today, and things have kind of blossomed in the last 4 hours, at least for us. Earlier on in the day, it was more the Discord that was blowing up, and now it's kind of been more targeted towards us, and I think what you're seeing is just a response to all the activity that's going on. But the people still want to play on the server. And
a controlled message is called a narrative, right? I don't know if people here are interested in a narrative. I think they want to hear an unfiltered truth, whether that comes from
I'm not reading off
you
the
or
script. I came in this channel and I'm here and I've answered questions back to back to back. So I haven't had time to prepare for this. I could only give you what comes up, and
If you had time to prepare.
Wait, hold on. Let me speak for a second, please. I'd like to say something. So first off, let me preface this with, I'm of the opinion that I don't think you guys should leave, believe it or not. If we chase you off the server, despite the shit you've said, it makes us no better. We literally just witch hunted some people who possibly actually really want to do this. That'll never excuse the things that have been said, and it'll never remedy this. What are you prepared to do to fix your image in our eyes?
Makeup.
it's a hard question to answer because it's I'm. It kind of
I
seems
have a. Can I ask
insurmountable.
a
He's
sort of-
answering the question.
We'll
Just
get to your
shush.
question.
Let him
Yeah.
answer.
I mean, like an apology is not the right answer. I feel like we've done an apology, maybe a formal one, but I would just say full scale cooperation. Like I've already kind of touched on this, but full scale cooperation. Us being involved in the community in a non-cancerous way and actually showing our interest into RPing. Showing you guys that we actually want to do this. Give you something that shows that we're not just guys who sit here and just shit talk and stuff like that, because that's not actually what it is. We want to play the game. We all want to play the game. It's out in 2 days now. Like there's a lot of talk going on. Yeah, that meeting was real shitty, but we want to play the game. You guys got to judge us based on our play style, because one thing you'll see at every meeting that we've talked about, and I know this is it almost means nothing because it's gonna conflict with the tone of that meeting in general, but when it comes to playing the game, I don't tolerate toxicity at all. Like I've never done that in my raids and stuff like that. If people are toxic, like they're gone. And I've already talked about, I don't condone griefing or anything like that. Listen, when it comes to raid leading, like I'm an asshole. I'm like a dives or whatever you want. But
Seems like
I
an
don't-
alright guy to me, to be honest. Just caught in a shit situation.
Yeah. I could pull up some VODs and you might that opinion might change.
I mean, it's good that you guys are aware that like this shit obviously doesn't look good on you, but it's a bad first impression. But I mean, if you guys are there the first week, and I mean, I play Alliance, so I'll probably be one of the first people to see you guys start ganking people if you do. But I mean, if this is like the
Are we
only
fighting
bad
over
PR,
the wrong people though?
Here's the
Like,
thing.
Blizzard
Asinia
decided
had a
to have
question.
an RP and the PvP server. It's they put an
Asinia
RP
had a
and a
question and
PvP
we made
server
her
out there.
wait.
Yeah, someone had a question.
So we should let Asinia go next.
Hi, thanks.
Yeah, I mentioned-
I was
okay,
gonna
go ahead.
elaborate on your last question, but like you seem like a dude with good intent, and like I really appreciate the fact that you're just kind of sitting here and taking what's being thrown at you right now. But do you honestly think that your guild is like ready to do the same thing that you are, or?
It's a different thing when you're getting ganked and not invited to groups. It's easy to say you can just handle, but
So if
when
our guys
people are taking like some civil rights tier action against you, it's different, and it's going to be a pain felt across your entire guild, not just at the officer core.
Well,
Sorry.
I think the realistic thing is, I think we're prepared. I think it's, like I said, it's going to be hard, and it's probably going to be harder than anyone is predicting. We think it's going to be. And what's going to happen is, if people don't like it, if they're getting camped, they're going to leave. And if they're going to be toxic and like lash out or something like that, they're going to be kicked. So, I mean, the ball's in our court is really what it comes down to. I just feel like you guys got to give us an opportunity to give you something with substance, and I don't know, maybe we can just totally open up our Discord so you guys can hear everything we say and make sure our tone is changed. I don't know.
Stream it.
It sounds like you have literally no idea about like how RP PvP servers like Emerald Dream and whatnot work. Like you sound so cocksure that you guys are going to be able to handle yourselves.
Oh, dude, Emerald Dream sent people from to
extremely huge
Let him
Rude Awakening. So I don't know. Like everything you're saying just makes it sound like you have like you chose this for the complete wrong reasons. You have no idea really what you're talking about, what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, I just wanted to say that it'll be funny. It'll be funny to see what happens.
We can't stop.
their guild from coming. So why not just have like an RP officer in your guild whose job it is to manage how well your guild RPs?
Yeah, have a guild PR officer.
Yeah, actually, I have
that
a
sounds
bit of
terrible.
a question here. In all this situation, all the shit that's going on at the moment, with the whole, the whole final boss, where's your guild master in all this? Why isn't he the one kind of on cleanup duty here? Why are
He claims he got doxxed, dude.
Posing and too afraid to come in here. That's
Your
right.
master machine broke.
That's not. This is
Answer the question.
impromptu.
He's spending time with his family before launch on Monday. That's what he said in the shitposting channel. I read it myself.
Well,
I was
he's
just
been
curious.
posting,
Yeah,
right?
I was.
There's
Gotta believe everything is shitposted.
But
This isn't
he
a
had the
situation
time.
for a co-GM. This is a situation for a guild master to come up.
Are you guys gonna let him answer the question or no?
I want him to get his manager right now.
Well, here's the thing: his manager can't
Okay,
handle this
calm down,
situation
Pierre.
as maturely as he can. So
He's doing a great job.
obviously-
I think he's fine. I honestly have no issue with it.
Bombo
That's
for
just nitpick.
GM.
If he was mature
Yeah,
enough, to
Bombo
handle
for
the
GM.
Fuck that, Bombo for mod. But seriously, the assumptions are just like getting out of control. Like, I don't want to talk about my GM. Like,
He got you in this situation, like first and foremost, like straight up, he got you in this situation, and he made you clean it up. And he honestly shit right all over you right after you cleaned it up originally. So why do
Bombo
you
for
owe this?
GM.
Why do you owe this
look like
guy
a
any
beast.
loyalty when he just makes you a fucking? He just makes a bunch of work for you. What's the deal?
I think that's a little bit too personal of a question.
No,
to
no,
ask.
I'm curious. Why are you? What's with the loyalty?
But I mean, he's part of the guild, so he's gonna end up with the consequences regardless of whether or not he did it. He's just trying to help the guild. It doesn't matter if the GM caused it. What matters, or that the GM's not answering for it, he still has to be involved. It doesn't matter. It's not loyalty. He's
Oh, the
just gotta be
GM's
here.
gonna answer for it as soon as Classic launches. I can guarantee you that.
Real quickly,
Okay.
Bombo.
He's gonna be on everyone's hit list.
I think you guys are kind of chasing the wrong cat here, though.
Well, no,
I
it's
think
all
the
purpose.
real.
Not Bombo. Bombo's doing a great job. I ain't mad at him.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's doing a great
like,
job,
okay, so you have a guild here that, yeah, probably said some stupid shit, right? If it was a smaller guild, not a 300-person guild, nobody would give a crap about this, right? Meanwhile, dude, if this was like Enclave that had like this conflict of interest and something like this, a buzzcut psycho would be in here laughing at you all. And, essentially when launch would come, he'd have a faction unto himself. Like, at least you guys got a guy coming here who's making an apology and trying to make a real attempt here.
Well, yeah.
I'm personally of the
Bombo-
opinion, like, it's a shitty situation. People say shit they don't mean. But, like, there's no sense of witch hunting them off the server. Let them fucking play the game. If they're really going to apologize and try and make up for it, we'll see it in game. If they don't, we'll see it in game. And we'll do something about it.
Do you guys, as a guild,
Agreed.
have
That's
a plan to sort of reach out to the community again? Do you guys currently have a plan to sort of make it apparent that you guys are not enemies of Grobbulus at the moment?
Our plan is to kick your ass.
What does Illidan say?
Probably still reeling from all
You guys
these.
are way too edgy.
They're in here taking hours of abuse about it. I mean, to be fair, like that does seem like them reaching an olive branch of some sort.
Agreed.
He doesn't
Agreed.
have to be here. He doesn't have to answer this.
Deal with it,
Okay,
honest-
like,
wait.
I get people are upset, but you gotta chill the hostility and like be a
Yeah.
little realistic and mature adults right now. Like,
Agreed.
like it's
But one thing we
absolutely
did say
you can't witch hunt
in
them.
both
You can't force
directions. One thing we said in both directions is that a guild is not a monolith. Yes, he's doing a good job of sitting here and taking this abuse and working with, but we've had just as many people come in talking shit through this process, some of which are from the group. And if the plan is, or if the goal is to have a guild in here that we're going to be working with, we have to be comfortable that everybody's going to be working together on the same path.
Well,
It
okay,
does
here's
seem
where
like-
I agree and disagree with you with that real quick, though. You're right,
I
the
have
guild
one
is
last
not a
question.
monolith, but it is the most disturbing thing to me, though, is telling or trying to spin a narrative, trying to get all your guildmates still get on the same page. Oh, this is what we're going to say to the people of Grobbulus, right? Telling people inside your Discord what they can and can't say. That to me is the only part that's like, what the hell? Like that's kind of like Orwellian.
Well, it's
It's not
because
Orwellian, it's
most
just-
of them have already.
No, you've seen a pretty
started
question,
this
man, Ross, man.
I think you missed the point, Undead, Fred. I think you missed the point of like why there was backlash in the first place, bud. Like, it's a mini society, and there's things that there's like rules, and RP PvP servers obviously have their own rules, and you know, they came in here thinking that they're going to be top dog, and then they got bit for it. I mean, that's just the way it happens.
I have a serious question.
Kind of satisfying though, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah,
so ask a serious question.
Dude, I'm not satisfied by this at all. I'd much rather everybody be happy and ready to play, not having some fucking 2-hour-long meeting about.
How about we drink? How about we get drunk?
Bombo, I very much respect you having the courtesy and patience for dealing with all of this nonsense. I have one final question, which is the quite frankly, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say we don't really believe you when you say you came here specifically for the community, the RP, and not for, if I may quote your guild master, advantages such as manipulating and controlling world bosses, world buffs. Having one hardcore guild on the server is bad for the server, but it's bad for us to go unnoticed on a high pop server. Was that just a fluke? Did he not really mean that? Or
did you watch the rest of VOD, or did you literally just read that?
Dude, no, he's reading the real VOD, dude. Let him answer. Let him answer.
You're only supposed to look at the Cole's notes. Okay. So there is definitely like advantages to being there's advantages and disadvantages to being on any server. And the reasons that we came to the server are what I stated. But when you're listing things that are gonna make things easier, like that's what that list was, right? It was a compiled list of pros and cons.
But do you not believe that those reasons in particular may not be a little bit in bad faith, considering that this is the one dedicated RP PvP server?
Imagine believing
well,
this.
just after everything, I'd like to just ask a question. Just
no, wait,
after...
let's get. Wait, let's ask.
Please don't interrupt me.
Yeah, he asked first, man. He asked first, dude.
I understand like how what we say for pros and cons and stuff like that can be kind of taken out of context. Like the idea of a server being a better opportunity for world buffs and stuff like that is like that's a legitimate concern for a lot of guilds. Like that's a very legitimate concern, and like I don't know if you're familiar with the meta of that.
Yes,
kind of
I am, and our concern is that that's your primary concern.
It's not our primary concern. Okay, and I've already, I don't know if I did this in general chat or if it was in another chat, but I've already prepared my raiders that like there's certain luxuries they're not going to be getting when Classic comes out. I've already talked to people that they're not going to be wearing flasks.
How do you say it after the video, man? How do you say that after the video that everybody's...
I'm sorry, I have to agree. You sound...
You sound like you're just doing damage control. Like,
dude, the wick.
No offense to you personally. You have been very polite and respectful, and I very much appreciate you doing this. But it seems like you are the spokesperson doing damage control for a bunch of horrible things that other people got exposed for saying. And it's not your fault that you're in this position.
The wick is hitting the nail on the head.
What do you expect in 24 hours?
Dude, because he's dodging the fucking question, man. The wick is fucking nailing him, and the guy's fucking
not dodging it. Everybody's fucking talking over each other.
I'm not trying to nail Bombo, and please let him answer. These are legitimate concerns.
You should just take a couple looks at our guild meetings. You know, you'll see a lot more than you're actually understanding. You know.
I have people who are in your Discord. I've seen the screenshots, my friend.
You don't need screenshots. We have botted guild meetings you should listen to, and if you want to actually understand kind of what our clan's about.
I was going to listen to the one tonight, but you didn't post it tonight. We were going to watch your podcast, but it didn't show.
I'm not talking about podcasts. We have private guild meetings like every other guild.
I'm just curious.
So other members who aren't there can see it, man.
It's not our duty to go to your guild meetings, bud.
I'm letting you know, if you want to understand more, you can take a look. But to just assume...
Where do you think we got these quotes from?
Let
we
him
heard
talk.
your fucking meeting.
Let him talk.
I mean, you're getting all these quotes from one or two podcasts. You're not seeing the entire clan or the months that gone into it.
They're the leaders of your guild.
Right.
You literally are expressing your entire guild's intentions. To say that what your leaders say mean nothing is
No,
ridiculous.
you're just taking everything into one context. There's
I'm
many
like, I'm
things that
taking
come
2
together.
hours
Okay,
of
hang on.
recorded conversation that you
Yeah,
guys
you're saying
don't even.
you're saying we're taking you out of context for 1 or 2 things. Like, there's a dozen or more things, and then you guys come into the Discord. Not only the video, you guys come into the Discord and the way you guys behave. I mean, it's just like
You
not
can't
apologetic
control
at all.
everyone's intention. Like, dude, there's
It's your
Of course you
guild
can't
leader.
control
It's your
everyone.
guild
Listen for
leader.
a second.
That's
Listen
your
for a
job.
second.
Well, I
Yo,
was talking,
calm
you're
down.
interrupting
Just-
me, so you listen for a second. Bombo here is saying you said you came to the server because of the community and that you had an eye on this server for a long time. That sounds like a lot of bullshit right there, because if
Well,
that's
why I'm
true,
telling you to take
It's
a couple
true.
looks at our guild
Let him
meetings,
finish.
dude.
Go back to the guild
You're not understanding that. You take a look at the guild meetings, you want to see some real context because he's telling you how we feel, but you have no proof. So if you want proof, you can look at those. But on top of that, you can't control 200, 300 people's opinions. Some people are irrational. Not every single person in our public chat and guild is a main core raider yet. You understand that?
So do your leaders not matter?
And
So-
then one more thing, you're telling us that, you know, when we ask people to politely not spam here, not, you know, take things out of context and go get upset in this server like it's control of their voice. No, we're just trying to quell the storm, you know? Like I think you are kind of on a witch hunt, and not that some of the things that were said and done aren't inappropriate. Like there's a yin and a yang, there's both sides to it, you know?
This is like the 4th time I've seen you claim that we keep taking quotes out of context. Penguin just read to you a 3-minute quote from your guild leader, right?
Yeah, so I'm
How is
telling
that
you,
being
take a look
brought
at the
out of
other
a random
side.
person?
Take a look at the other side, though. Things are said. It doesn't always have the same meaning.
Right.
Like not everything is like.
Yeah,
full
just
on.
it's just a prank, bro. It's just a
Like
prank.
that mean anything else? Who are you? Like Donald Trump?
Donald Trump doesn't.
Dude,
Let's
like,
take the politics out of this
real life
right
politics
now.
out of this, alright?
I will
Oh
start
my
banning
God.
everyone who talks about real life politics. I am
Real life
sincere.
politics is not.
Alright, guys. I'm from Final Boss. If you guys were less dumb, you'd understand everything we were saying.
That's not good.
Good job.
Let's hear it, you fucking yo.
Veil. You've lifted the veil. We understand. Thanks. Bud.
If you had worked dumb, we would way more money. Oh.
Fucking clown.
Combo, if a new PvP server released on day of release, would you and your guildmates have a thought of like making a snap decision to go ahead and move everybody to a server? Given how all the other guild leaders have already like solidified on a different server, if a new one popped up on day of release, would there be a chance you guys would just go ahead and take that, or are you solid on grobbulus?
I personally can't speak on that if you're asking me that question.
So,
The answer to that would be, it would be an option for sure.
There's
Just
certainly
given
a whole
off
lot more pros
having-
and cons to being on a brand new server than, you know, one that hates you, right?
well, I mean, realistically, looking at their side, right? Like in 5 weeks, I mean, we're very clearly the vocal minority, and all the people that join in like 2 days are gonna have no idea this should even happen. So, but at the same time, a new server that opens up with no one contesting it, they're gonna end up having the same pros as joining into our server based off of what they were saying. That's why.
As a member of the guild, though,
big
like a big reason why I joined was the longevity of a RP server. Because like RPers, you guys are going to be around forever, and like we want to be there to be a positive influence on that community.
When they
Like,
talk
that's
about
why I'm here.
RP,
We want to
when
be
you
there
guys-
to have people to murder.
hold on.
Yeah,
When your
I
guild
want a
talks
gang
about
leader, that's
RP, you say you guys. You don't say like you right. Like it's like
So,
you're distancing yourself from our community.
What
It's
do you
in the
mean?
tacit way that you speak that we can tell that you
What do you
are not
mean, you
here to
people?
be part of the
Don't
community.
bring that
Dude, you're
semantic BS up.
Yeah.
Don't.
I've been playing pen and paper D&D since 3.5. Like I'm
I've
RP
been
at
on
heart, dude.
Club Penguin.
Ooh, 3.5 AD&D.
Oh my god, you're 50 years old.
Dude, I play Club Penguin. I'm cool.
I've played Club Penguin since 2008.
I have multiple Habbo Hotel characters. Okay.
All right, we're getting derailed. I don't
The
think.
biggest.
I'm gonna ask.
Hey, but thanks guys for coming
question.
in when you have no need to answer questions. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
like, despite what I said, yes, I appreciate that you guys come in.
Like it's Friday night. It means a lot.
Yeah, no, it does, and I respect it. I respect that, Bombo. I don't believe a lot of what you're saying. It's like
Man, come on, dude. He's been so objective to you. I've been quiet. I've been silent.
Just relax.
I'm gonna drink.
Okay, look. The bottom line is, it's been 24 hours since everything blew up. There's no way possible they could say or do anything that'll convince anybody that what they're saying right now is sincere or genuine. It's impossible. There's no way.
They just do it through the game. They just do it through the game.
They have to do it.
We're
gonna
know within a month, so
what? For better,
yeah.
For better or worse, them existing here will help elevate the community. They'll bring people through content if they weren't going to otherwise see it. There'll be more people to PvP. For better or worse, if they roll here, it will have good and bad consequences. We will not know the true scope of what happened here today and whether they are going to change it or not until then. Everything else is literally just going to be us witch hunting them repeating the same fucking answers because they can't say anything else. It's only been 24 hours. So I mean, like,
yeah, it's not even been.
Witch hunting the Alliance? Excuse you?
We just gotta chill. Like this is ridiculous.
What is
like what could he possibly say that'll change any of your minds? Let's be 100% honest here. He could say he's fucking Santa Claus, and you still won't care.
I mean, I just want to talk to HR.
He has changed my opinion a little bit.
Hey, listen, guys,
Wow,
we're
they
here to have
need
fun.
to watch the video.
The
you got
video.
caught.
You haven't seen the video?
Well, we'll see how the first month goes, man. That's pretty much all we can do.
No, watch the video first, then come back.
If you haven't watched the video, you don't have a right to have an opinion. Quite frankly.
Yeah, that's true.
All your information is secondhand.
That video is bad.
Are
That
you
video
for
is
real right now? Are you trolling?
If you're not educated on what's going on, then
Have you guys not seen the video? Okay, guys, have you not seen it?
How many people have actually seen
I'm a
it?
pretty nice
Yeah, go
guy.
watch
I love
it.
comedy. This is cringy,
Guys, I
Listen,
think we might be done here. Does anyone
yeah?
else have any more burning questions?
final word here.
Yeah, watch the video. How about that's my last word?
Final word right here.
Wait, am I free to go?
You guys need to get in the walrus
Yeah,
suit.
watch the video. How about that's my last words? Watch it.
This is what your guild needs to do. Get in the walrus suit.
Bombo, thank you for coming here.
Immerse yourself.
Thanks, Bombo. Hopefully, you can come back and just chat on a not political type.
One day,
This is
one
how
day
you
we will
roleplay
try to kill
them.
you.
You roleplay as the server villains.
Thanks for being like
Immerse
actually
yourself.
calm and being like a decent
Be
person.